What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Clutch Cinema Talk, and yep, this is it. Last day of 2019. Very big year for movies, in my opinion. I was super hyped for this year coming in, and now we're at the end of it. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about my I'm chewing gum in my own house. Yeah. My top 10 my favorite movies of this year. Also, I got a new chair. It's spinning. See that? Oops. Top 10 movies. I'm gonna talk about the top 10 movies. I'm also talking about what I think is the most underrated movie this year, the most overrated, biggest surprise, biggest disappointment, and my least favorite movie. So, also, this is all in my opinions, okay? Before someone goes, this is supposed to be. Shut up. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. Also, just in advance, some movies I didn't include. This is mainly more like the mainstream kind of movies, I guess, because I didn't get a chance to see Parasite yet, and I feel like that might have been toward the top of my list. But yeah, just saying that in advance. So, number 10, I have Queen and Slim. I really enjoyed Queen and Slim. I think this was a fantastic movie. Great performances by Kaluuya and God, I forgot her name. Damn it. But it does a good job of storytelling. There's some certain elements of it that I found a bit unrealistic, and some of the choices they made, I believe, could have been maybe a different choice in the overall message. But I think it's a fantastic movie that everyone should check out whenever they get the time. And yeah, Queen and Slim at the number 10. Number 9, we got Toy Story 4. Now, Toy Story 4, when I first saw Toy Story 4, I wasn't really much of a fan of the way it concluded. Especially as a person who grew up with the Toy Story franchise, I thought it was, little like, oh my goodness, how could this end like this? But after watching it the second time, I see I see what they were going for. I see the overall message, and it is a fitting end to some of our characters, if it is, say, the end. But I do believe this movie really never even had to exist. I was trying to come to Toy Story, the first 3, but it does show how far we come in CGI and the graphics. And Toy Story is still a treat. It warms our hearts, and Toy Story 4 did a good job. It was a very solid movie. That is at my number 9. Number 8, we got Hustlers. Now, Hustlers, I had a way better time in this movie than I thought I was. I wasn't expecting that much from it, honestly, but I think it was a really great job based off of the article on talking about these the entertainers or whatever, and great performances in this movie. It keeps you engaged. I really liked Hustlers. I really did. You should check that one out. Number 7, we got the recent Irishman with De Niro, and it's a new Scorsese movie. And The Irishman, I have this on my list. Even though I rated it really, really high, I put it at the number 7 because despite the great movie this is, it was long. And now that's not a bad thing. It was long. I did enjoy more movies than this one. But this one, it's a great story. You got to sit down and watch it. And it keeps you entertained throughout 3.5 runtime. You may need to take a few breaks here and there, but it is one you definitely should check out. It's on Netflix, so you don't gotta wait till it comes out or anything, or go and watch the movies. The Irishman, I got that at number 7 spot. It's a great movie, fantastic performances, and you should definitely check it out. At the number 6 spot, we have an early movie that I did not get a chance to review on my channel since I wasn't a channel by that time. It's the movie Us. Now, Us. Oh, I love Us. I love Us. The movie Us. I thought this was great. It was, like I said, the message in this movie was genius. Now, there are some decisions in this movie, like the decision to explain certain things I did not feel needed to be added, because then there's more questions after that explanation than the answers that they were trying to go for. But Us, amazing movie, especially the performances by the family, 4 main cast, especially Lupita. It's a great movie. It's a great horror installment, and it will keep you entertained all throughout. At number 5, I have The Joker. The Joker, super Big film when it came out. Everybody believes it's an amazing movie, but in my opinion, I believe it was carried by Joaquin Phoenix's performance. That's why it is very memorable, because of his portrayal of the Joker. The actual plot in the movie itself is very, A lot of the reason why people want to watch it is because it's about the Joker, and using that DC villain in this movie, in that setting, gained a lot of, popularity. But I believe the performance of Joaquin Phoenix stole this movie. But I did have a really great time watching this movie, and his performance is high class, and that is why it is at my number 5. Number 4, Spider-Man Far From Home. Yes. Following the events of Endgame, showing Spider-Man, and I think it's a good stepping off point after Endgame. And the movie kind of just shows that even after the grand finale, there is still many stories to be told, many characters to follow, especially Spider-Man, who had his little problemo with Sony and whatever, but he's still going to stick around in the MCU. We don't know how long, but he's going to be there. And Far From Home, it's just another great Spider-Man movie, and has a great villain, Mysterio, performances by Tom Holland and Gyllenhaal, all that. But yeah, Far From Home, I really love that movie. And number 3, I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the 9th film by Tarantino. This, like I said in my review, one of my earlier reviews, it's not the movie for everyone. As like Tarantino movies go, it's a storytelling movie, and it's one of my favorite Tarantino movies to date. It has 2 of my favorite actors, DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They both did amazing performances in that. I just like that aesthetic in the movie. I really like the aesthetic in the movie, but I had a great time with this one. One of my best experiences in movie theater of this year. Now, number 2, this may surprise you. At number 2, I have Avengers Endgame. Yep, it is not number 1. How was Avengers Endgame number 1? It was the best movie ever done. Listen, Endgame, amazing movie. The finale of the Infinity Saga, right? Great movie, beloved by everyone. I loved it. I cried in it. It's just opinion. Infinity War is a more rewatchable film than Endgame. For example, like Endgame, I haven't seen. Look at my nails. I gotta cut these things. Endgame, I haven't watched since I went to go see it the second time in theaters, and it's because I just like. I feel like it's one of those movies like you watching it and it just boom. Infinity War, you could watch it over and over again. But yeah, Endgame is number 2. As for an amazing movie that was, is at my number 2. And before we reveal number 1, honorable mentions for this year include Midsommar, right? Godzilla King of the Monsters, even though it might not have been the greatest movie, that movie's amazing for me, the fighting. I don't care about the humans. Who the hell goes to see Godzilla movie for humans, okay? And Aladdin, that was a good one. Too much CGI, a little bit too much, but out of the Disney remakes of this year, I believe that one was the best, and I had a good time with it. I was not disappointed by it. It was different, a little bit of differences here and there, but it was pretty good, pretty solid. So number 1, my favorite movie of the year was Rocket Man, the biopic of Elton John. Now, Rocket Man, I love this movie because of how different it was from other biopics. Instead of just telling, the same story about the performer and blah, blah, blah. You get a few of his songs here and there, and then whoosh, and that's it. This really dove into who he was and like how the problems of him with his family and the industry and himself, and mainly about himself, about accepting who he is and being himself. It did really good depicting that. And the musical numbers in his life, showing the transition of his life, was a great addition. And each song made sense in that transition. And it was a really interesting and unique way of putting their songs in there, instead of just, the generic biopic scenes where they're performing and they just sing the famous song, and I was like, oh, I know that song, and like that. And the costumes and everything, and the performances by Egerton was amazing in Rocketman, and I really loved Rocketman, and it even deepened my love for Elton John from that movie. Yep. So that is my top 10. Do you agree with top 10? Is there anything I should have put beside? I don't want to hear Parasite, okay? I haven't seen it. I'm not going to add it on this list. But I'm sure it's fantastic because it might be the best movie of the year. Do you agree with my list? Do you think anything should have been added? Do you think anything should have been retracted? Let me know. So, 2019, it's a wrap. This was my first... Well, it's not even been a full year. But 2019 movies have been my first review movies on this channel. 2020, I ain't gonna put a prediction video, maybe in the coming days, of what to expect for 2020. What movies are gonna be anticipated, what might flop, what might hit. So I'll see you then. Okay? Okay. It's been your boy, KC, signing off for the last time of 2019. I'll see you next year. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next decade, ladies and gentlemen. All 5 of you. That's what I mean. Boop, 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 boop. I catch y'all, alright? God bless. Have a happy new year. Okay? Okay. Yeah.